Welcome back to my YouTube channel where we explore the fascinating history, the hidden details, and the untold stories behind the coins we often overlook. Today, we delve deep into the world of the Jefferson Nickel, specifically focusing on the 1972 Jefferson Nickel, a coin that holds not only monetary value, but also a piece of American history that is worth preserving and understanding in its entirety. To truly understand the 1972 Jefferson Nickel, we must start with the origins of the Jefferson Nickel itself. The Jefferson Nickel was first introduced in the year 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel, which had been in circulation since 1913. The decision to replace the Buffalo nickel came after the U.S. Mint determined it was time to redesign the 5-cent coin, as the design of a coin could be legally changed after 25 years without the need for congressional approval. So in 1938, the United States Mint held a public competition, inviting American artists to submit their designs for the new nickel. The winning design came from artist and sculptor Felix Schlag, whose depiction of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, was chosen for the obverse, while his original reverse design was altered to better showcase Jefferson's Monticello estate. Felix Schlag's final design was placed into circulation in late 1938 and would remain largely unchanged for decades. The obverse features a left-facing portrait of Jefferson, while the reverse displays the neoclassical architecture of Monticello Jefferson's Virginia home. The design captured the spirit of American democracy and innovation, and with the Jefferson Nickel's continued use through various wars, economic downturns, and cultural shifts, it became a staple of American coinage. Now we turn our attention specifically to the 1972 Jefferson Nickel to understand its context. We must examine the state of the United States and the Mint during the early 1970s. The year 1972 was marked by a number of political and economic developments. The United States was still entangled in the Vietnam War, which had been ongoing for nearly 2 decades. The country was preparing for a presidential election, as Richard Nixon was. Approaching his campaign for a second term, the American economy was facing inflationary pressure, and public trust in government institutions was gradually declining. Despite these challenges, the Mint continued its operations, producing billions of coins each year to support the growing needs of commerce. The 1972 Jefferson Nickel was minted at 3 different locations: the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, and the San Francisco Mint. Each of these locations played a role in creating coins for circulation and collector sets. The Philadelphia Mint produced coins without a mint mark, while the Denver Mint used a D mint mark, and the San Francisco Mint used an S mint mark. But in 1972, most nickels from San Francisco were made as proof coins intended for collectors rather than for everyday circulation. From a numismatic perspective, the 1972 Jefferson Nickel is not particularly rare in circulated condition, as hundreds of millions were struck that year. However, collectors value certain characteristics that make some 1972 nickels far more desirable. These include full steps designations, where the steps on Monticello on the reverse of the coin are fully struck and visible. This feature can greatly increase the value of a coin as it demonstrates a high level of detail, and a clean strike from the dies used in production achieving full steps can be difficult and is often seen as a sign of a higher-grade coin. In terms of mintage, the Philadelphia Mint struck over 217 million Jefferson Nickels in 1972. The Denver Mint produced more than 351 million, while the San Francisco Mint created approximately 3.2 million proof coins. This makes the 1972 D Jefferson Nickel the most common among the 3 mints. However, quality control varied, and finding well-struck examples from any of the mints remains a challenge for dedicated collectors. When examining a 1972 Jefferson Nickel, collectors also look for errors and varieties. These can include die clashes, die cracks, off-center strikes, double die obverses or reverses, and repunched mint marks. One well-known variety from the 1970s includes doubled dies, where the design elements appear to be duplicated, slightly offset due to a misalignment during the die creation process. While there are no widely recognized doubled die varieties specifically attributed to the 1972 Jefferson Nickel, examples of minor doubling may still exist and can command a premium depending on clarity and rarity. The condition of a coin also significantly affects its value. A 1972 Jefferson Nickel, in average circulated condition, is worth its face value of 5 cents, but uncirculated examples, especially those with full steps, can be worth several dollars or more. High-grade proof coins from San Francisco with mirror-like surfaces, deep cameo contrast, and clean fields can fetch premium prices in the collector market. To understand why collectors are drawn to the Jefferson Nickel, we must also look at Thomas Jefferson himself. He was one of the most influential founding fathers of the United States, the principal author of the Declaration of Independence, and the third president of the country. His advocacy for liberty, republicanism, and education shaped American political philosophy for generations to come. His home, Monticello, is not only a marvel of neoclassical architecture, but also a symbol of his Enlightenment ideals. Jefferson's image on the nickel represents more than a historical figure. It embodies the aspirations of a young nation seeking independence, innovation, and integrity. The Jefferson Nickel's endurance through history is also noteworthy. It survived the transition from silver to clad coinage that occurred in other denominations. It witnessed the removal of silver from dimes and quarters in 1965 and stood as one of the few denominations to maintain a consistent metallic composition. Since World War II, the alloy of the Jefferson Nickel is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, a combination chosen for durability and resistance to corrosion. This same composition was used during the war years except from 1942 to 1945, when the wartime nickels were struck with a composition of copper, silver, and manganese to conserve nickel for military use. As we explore the production and legacy of the 1972 Jefferson Nickel, it becomes clear that even common coins can tell us volumes about our history, our values, and our identity as a nation. The process of coin design, minting, and distribution involves a complex network of artists, engravers, historians, engineers, economists, and public officials, each contributing their expertise to ensure that the coins in our pockets represent the best of American craftsmanship and heritage. The appeal of collecting Jefferson nickels lies in the thrill of the hunt, the joy of finding a high-grade specimen, the discovery of a rare variety or error, and the satisfaction of building a complete set spanning decades of American history. The 1972 Jefferson Nickel is just one chapter in this story, but it is a meaningful one. Its place in the 1970s, a period of transformation, tension, and progress, mirrors the evolving role of coinage in a modernizing society. In conclusion, the 1972 Jefferson Nickel may seem like an ordinary coin to some, but to numismatists, historians, and collectors, it is a key piece in the larger puzzle of American culture and heritage. It represents the legacy of Thomas Jefferson, the evolution of coin design, and the enduring role of money in everyday life. Whether you are a seasoned collector or a curious beginner, I hope this deep dive into the 1972 Jefferson Nickel has inspired you to look more closely at the coins you encounter and to appreciate the remarkable stories they carry. Stay tuned as we continue to uncover more stories and secrets from the world of coin collecting right here on this channel. And remember, every coin has a history and every history has a voice waiting to be heard. New monetary system based on 100 new pence to the pound, and as part of this transition, several new coins were introduced. Among them was the 2-pence coin. First issued in 1971, featuring the reverse design of the badge of the Prince of Wales with a plume of ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet above the German motto Ich dien, meaning I serve, designed by Christopher Ironside. This reverse design became one of the most recognizable and enduring elements in the entire decimal coin series. The obverse of the coin naturally featured a portrait of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, created by Arnold Machin, whose effigy was used on British coinage from 1968 to 1984. This portrait depicted the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara and was widely admired for its grace and simplicity over time. However, the Queen's portrait was updated to reflect her aging visage with later obverse designs by Raphael Maklouf, Ian Rank Broadley, and Jody Clark, representing different eras of her reign. By the time we reached the year 1997, the 2-pence coin had already been in circulation for 26 years, but it continued to be an important and frequently used denomination in daily transactions. The coin minted in this year retained the familiar reverse design of the Prince of Wales feathers, along with the then-current obverse portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Raphael Maklouf, which had been introduced in 1985 and remained until 1997, marking 1997 as the final year. This portrait would appear on the 2-pence coin before being replaced by the Ian Rank Broadley design in 1998. The composition of the 1997 2-pence coin also reflects a transitional moment in British coinage, originally minted in bronze from 1971 to 1991. The 2-pence coin switched to a copper-plated steel composition starting in 1992 due to the rising cost of metals and the need for more cost-effective production. The 1997 issue therefore falls into the modern category of copper-plated steel coins, which have a strong magnetic property due to their steel core, a detail of interest to both casual collectors and those studying the material sciences involved in minting. In terms of minting volume, the 1997 2-pence coin was produced in large quantities, reflecting its everyday use and popularity as a small denomination coin. It was struck at the Royal Mint in Llantrisant, South Wales, which has been the primary minting facility for the United Kingdom since the early 1960s. The Royal Mint employs a combination of historical techniques and cutting-edge technology to produce billions of coins each year, and its role in shaping British numismatic history cannot be overstated. Moving beyond the year itself, the story of the 2-pence coin is also a reflection of the wider economic changes in the United Kingdom during the late 20th century throughout the 1990s. Britain was undergoing significant financial and political shifts, including debates over European integration, the future of the monarchy, and the evolving role of the Commonwealth coins, like the 1997 2-pence, serve as tangible everyday markers of these larger narratives, silently circulating through pockets and purses as symbols of national continuity and identity. Collectors often look at the 1997 issue as part of a broader decimal collection, and while it is not rare in the traditional sense, it does offer value to those pursuing year sets or seeking transitional pieces with specific design features. The presence of the Raphael Maklouf portrait makes this a final year of a particular portrait era, adding additional historical context for collectors and educators alike. The feathered crest on the reverse has also sparked interest among heraldry enthusiasts and royal historians. The badge of the Prince of Wales has been used for centuries and has adorned countless items of currency, regalia, and insignia. Its inclusion on the 2-pence coin was both a nod to tradition and a representation of the monarchy's lasting cultural influence, even in something as common as a coin. We can also examine the broader cultural footprint of the 2-pence coin, including its role in arcade machines, vending units, parking meters, and other small transaction devices, especially during the pre-digital age in the UK. The 2p coin was essential for exact change and served a vital function in the functioning of everyday life for millions of Britons, making it not only a collector's item, but also an artifact of social history. As we explore more about this humble yet iconic coin, we uncover layers of design, symbolism, production, innovation, and societal impact that stretch far beyond its face value, from the artistic choices of engravers like Ironside and Makhlouf to the economic decisions of the Royal Mint and Parliament. The 1997 2-pence coin represents a microcosm of British culture and its evolution over time. In this video, we will continue to explore the coin's role in commerce, changes in its weight size, and alloy its presence in international circulation, how it compares to other denominations. Its function within coin sets its usage in education, coin hunting, and family collecting activities, and the many small details that make it a lasting part of UK numismatic heritage. Whether you are a seasoned collector, a casual enthusiast, a historian, or someone who just found a shiny 2p in their drawer and got curious, this video is designed to give you everything you ever wanted to know about the 1997 2-pence coin and the many stories it carries with it through time. The Prince of Wales badge itself was adopted from the 100 Years' War and was originally associated with battlefield heraldry. The motto, Ish Dien, was incorporated to demonstrate loyalty and service. It is rendered in German due to the influence of European dynasties, including the House of Hanover, from which modern British monarchs are descended over time. This symbol has come to represent not only the heir to the throne, but also continuity, tradition, and dedication to duty, all values the monarchy seeks to embody, and all captured in the small real estate of the 2p reverse design. This coin also plays a part in public psychology. Many people in the UK are sentimentally attached to the 2-pence coin due to its long presence in everyday life. It is commonly found in change jars, arcade machines, and even in games like tossing 2p coins to win prizes in traditional British seaside amusement arcades known as penny pushers. Its physical presence resonates beyond value and into memory, tradition, and even nostalgia, making it one of the most recognizable and culturally embedded denominations in the UK. Another aspect worth noting is the legal status of the 2-pence coin. Despite debates over eliminating low-value coins to save minting costs, the 2p remains legal tender up to the sum of 20 pence in any single transaction. This means a person cannot legally insist on paying a full amount entirely in 2p coins if the total exceeds this limit. However, the coin remains valid for use, and the Royal Mint has confirmed that it will continue to mint 2p coins as long as there is public demand for them. We must also consider international influence. Many countries in the Commonwealth and beyond look to the Royal Mint as a benchmark in coin design and production, and British coins, including the 1997 2-pence, have circulated globally either through travel commerce or as part of export coin contracts. The UK has long been involved in minting coins for other nations, and its designs often reflect a level of craftsmanship that earns admiration from international numismatic circles. In terms of artistic legacy, the 2-pence coin's consistency has inspired generations of designers, artists, and engravers to consider how symbolism and function coexist on such a small medium. The feathers, the coronet, the ribbon, the motto, and the balance of space and proportion all reflect a careful study of heraldry and symmetry, with designers required to work within tight constraints of dimension, relief, and durability. A coin must not only be beautiful, but also resistant to wear, easy to stack, and reliable in automated machines. As we continue this journey, you will see that coins like the 1997 2-pence are more than just currency. They are cultural touchstones, miniature monuments, and silent storytellers of a nation's identity. They connect art to economics, history to daily life, monarchy to common people, and tradition to modernity. They are minted for the pocket, but meant for the heart. Stay with us as we explore deeper into real collector stories, regional circulation anomalies, the role of 2-pence coins in error collections, market forecasts for the next decade, and how the 1997 issue fits into the grand timeline of British decimal currency.